This video is going to show you how to convert between different metric units, and specifically it's going to show you a shortcut, an easy way to convert between different metric units. The phrase that you need to remember is King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. And if you can remember that phrase, King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk, you will be able to remember the order that the units come in. The K stands for kilo, and the H stands for hecta or hecto. This D stands for deca, and this D stands for deci. This C stands for centi, and this M stands for milli. Now the B here is for base unit. Now your base unit would be just if you had km, that would be kilometers. But if you have just m, that's just meters. If you have just a g, that's just grams. A CG would be centigrams. And if you have just an L, that would be liters. ML would be milliliters. So base unit is your grams, meters, and liters by themselves without any type of prefix on them. If you can remember, King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. That tells you the order that these go in, so that when you're converting, you know how many steps to move your decimal place. When you're converting metrics, all you do is move your decimal place either to the right or to the left. So what you do, write this down when you're starting. If you write down King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So let's say we have 50 milliliters, and for whatever reason we'd like to go from milliliters to just plain liters. We want to know how many liters 50 milliliters is. You're going to start with milli and you're going to end up with liters. Now remember, liters was one of your base units. Grams, meters, and liters by themselves without a prefix. That's going to be a base unit. So you're going to start at milli, and this was milli right here, and we are going to go to liters. If I write 50, my decimal place on 50 milliliters, my decimal place on a whole number is always at the end. So this is where my decimal place is right now. But if I'm going to go from milli to liters, I got to go 1, 2, 3 hops, and I went this direction. So to go from M to the base unit, milli to the base unit, 1, 2, 3 hops to the left. That tells me I need to move my decimal place 3 hops to the left. 1, 2, 3. Now my decimal place is right here. Fill in my 0. The next step is to figure out what this means. Don't just leave it like that. Come over here and rewrite it. That's 0.05 liters. Okay, when you moved your decimal place to here, you don't have a decimal place in here anymore, and you don't need that ending 0, so it's 0.05 liters. So let's do the same thing for this one. If you have 20 kilograms, kilo, and we'd like to know how many centigrams that is. So you're going to start out with the K, and you're going to end up with centi. I always like to rewrite it. Where's my decimal place right now? Well, this is a whole number, so it's right here at the end. So I'm going from K to C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hops to the right. So let's move my decimal place 5 hops to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's here. Fill in my zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. So I'd need a comma here, and I would need a comma here. So that's 2 million. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 20 kilograms is 2 million centigrams. If I have 1.75 hectometers, again, we're starting out at hecta, and we're going to millimeters. So I'm going to write this over here. 1.75. Now the nice thing here is I already know where my decimal place is. It's right here. I don't have to think about it. It's not at the end. It's here. So I'm going from hecta to milli. So I'm going to hop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I went to the right. So I'm going to hop this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the right. So 175,000. 1.75 hectometers is 175,000 millimeters. Remember, millimeters are really tiny. They're those little lines on the ruler, the little bitty ones. And a hectometer is really large. It's almost as big as a kilometer. So it makes sense that you're going to have a whole lot of millimeters in 1.75 hectometers. Okay, so here are some for you to try. And what I want you to do is I'd like for you to try the first one, and then while you're trying it, go ahead and stop the video, try it, get an answer for it, and then start the video again, and I'll give you the answer. So go ahead and stop the video now. So we have 200 meters, and we want to turn that into decimeters. It's a little d, so that's deci. If you had dA, that would be deca. Right here is dA. So we're going to go from meters to decimeters. So we have 200 meters. Now, meters is a base unit. Remember, grams, meters, and liters. So that's a base unit, and we're going to deci. So it just takes one hop to the right. So here's where my decimal place was at the whole number. One hop to the right. So now my decimal place is here. So it becomes 2,000. Okay, we have in 200 meters, you have 2,000 decimeters. Okay, go ahead and stop the video and try the next one. Stop the video now. Okay, so we're going from 0.04 decagrams to grams. Again, grams is a base unit. So 0.04 decagrams, and I'm going to grams, a base unit, so I'm going to hop my decimal place 1 to the right. So here's my decimal place, 1 to the right. That makes this 0.4 grams. Go ahead and try the next one. Pause your video and try the next one. Go ahead and pause it now. Okay, we have 2,048 centiliters, and we'd like to change that into kiloliters. So centi to killi. 2,048 centiliters to kiloliters. So we're going to go from C to K. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we went to the left. So our decimal place is right here on a whole number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left. Now it's here. Put in your 0. Rewrite it. That's 0.2048 kiloliters. So 2,048 centiliters is 0.02048 kiloliters. Okay, try the last one. Okay, go ahead and stop the video now. So we have 0.2 millimeters, and we want to know how many meters that is. Now this is the hardest thing for some people to realize is these m's, because you have milli, which is right here, and then you have m, which is just meters, and that's a base unit. So we're going from milli to the base unit. Okay, we have 0.2. We know where our decimal place is. We're going from milli to the base unit. So 1, 2, 3 to the left. So So let's move it 1, 2, 3 to the left. Here's where it goes. Fill in your zeros. So 0.0002 meters. That's all the examples I have for you. There are 3 different online games that I think are pretty useful, and you can try any or all of them. You have this one here, Math Games. If you go to Google and type in metric conversions games, these are the top 3 that came up for me. I looked at all of them. They're pretty good. This one that is for shepherdsoftware.com, it's decent. And this horrendous soup one is kind of cute. And Build a Shed game is just going to work with meters. So you might start with this one and then move on to one of these 2. You can try them both. This one's pretty short, and this one gives multiple examples, if I remember correctly. Try all those and get good at this. Ask me if you need help. I'll come over and I'll give you more help if you need it. Okay? Ask me if you have any questions. Thanks.